Hello. Yes, my um just mute that. Yes, my stream keeps crashing again. How's your day been? So octopi, let's see, where did I leave off? Oh yeah. Only one question remains. Why can't Skeldrew the Kraken return from the hidden sea? She can squeeze through almost any space and is smart enough to escape. Many octopi still believe she will return and reclaim her throne, which is in quotation marks because she doesn't really have a throne. Even if she did, it would be a fancy rock. Okay. Lizardmen, a nomadic tribe of crocodile men. They seem surprisingly nice. During research, both they and Meyerman simply fish for a large majority of their food. Rarely, they eat a stray bird or two, but that's only when they're starving. It seems they conserve their resources as much as possible and take equally little. It's known why. Also, lizardmen are here. The octopi men are there. I swear if this crashes my stream again, I'm going to go to YouTube and kill someone. Alright, great crabs. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they're the rest of this page. So, let's see. Great crabs are here. Babies, middle, and then actual crabs. You know, they're the large ones. Okay. And my stream hasn't crashed yet. Okay. Great crabs. Long ago, crabs were small, weak, and dumb. They didn't live long enough to grow large. Until one day, a crab grew to a new record and unlocked an ability they weren't known to possess. Jinsey had gained intelligence. Through outsmarting his assailants due to them underestimating him, he grew larger and larger and started protecting his brothers and sisters, even managing to kill enough harpies and people from other tribes to arouse a bounty. But it was far too late. Not only had he made a deal with Skeldrew the Kraken, who empathized with and struggled to who empathized with the struggles of having your race face unsurmountable difficulties. That's foreshadowing. Damn it! I was so excited about this, but now that I have to read it again because my stream keeps crashing, it's just annoying, and I fucking can't sound excited anymore, which makes it all sound like I'm just monotoning reading a script, following a robot. Ah. Damn it. I made most of this in like a single day. I was having so much fun with all of this. I was really happy to share this because I found it really interesting. This is one of the only ones where I actually connected them other than saying, oh, yes, these are the herbivores, they're the prey animals, these are the apex predators, these are just the normal predators over here, and then this is just a random collection of plants. Like, the food chain is the one that is most connected out of everything. And I was really excited about this. Fuck. But also the great Kalkazudora, the undisputed ruler of the swamp, set up two more bases, one in the octopi territory and one in the swamp. Unfortunately, when the Sirens rebelled, Jinsey, the great Kraken, ran to the aid of Skeldrew, the Kraken, and was then trapped in the hidden sea along with Skildrew the Kraken. This may be why she has yet to return. By aiding Jinsey, she is stuck inside the hidden sea. The crabs who had lost their king were disheartened at first, but most did not believe he had died, and all crabs unanimously agreed that he would still be hailed as their king and leader until someone could prove he had faced death. Nowadays, the crabs assault the harpy nest, and vice versa. If you help them, they'll appreciate your help and allow you to become a crab knight class, which is a bulky, slow class that doesn't have much going for it, but can turn into 3 more powerful classes. Crab style martial artist. It isn't crashed yet, good. A martial arts style made by Jinsey himself. This class is very similar to a monk, using grapples to subdue your opponent. Their main 3 skills are Shell, a passive skill that hardens your body, making blades less useful. Great Claw is the main attacking skill, grappling your opponent with an insane grip strength, dealing slow but great damage. Sidestep is a passive skill that lets you dodge and counterattack. Octo-Armored is a class that uses octopi on top of your pre-existing armor to provide buffs. The skills of this class are Incredible, Squid Sneak, use your aquatic friends to get into places you really shouldn't and can't be undone with magic. I don't say it here, but you have to have some form of either magic or pocket in order to, keep your aquatic friends moist, because, they are aquatic, they need water. So even though it says that the abilities themselves can't be undone with magic, it is usually required some amount of magic in order to upkeep the class. Ink Attack blinds your foes and can't be undone with magic. What? Can't be undone with magic. Oh, I went back to here. Okay. Friend Assist. You are wearing an undisclosed amount of ambush predators. What do you expect? Whether this takes the form of them coating your weapons in poison, using magic, or helping with skills, the octopi you bond with can change your class a lot. They can also die, so your armor is their armor. Okay, in that case. Then the last thing is the ghillie suit. As the name may suggest, if you've been paying attention, this suit has swamp growing on top of it, which segues nicely into swamp. The name results from a mistranslation, when surfers heard swamp, they thought it was referring to swamp. Swamp. Swamp are a race of man-eating plants that live in the swamp. They live on top of trees and hang vines down. During the first exploration of the swamp, a knight using his newly enchanted sword tried to brush one of these vines away and cut it by accident. The swamp screeched and wrapped its vines around the man, raising him, revealing its mouth, and tearing him to shreds. They retrieved some of his equipment. Some great crabs live in the swamp. They will eat a few of the big fish, but if they aren't hungry, they'll hand it to someone else. They do this to get rid of the large fish that pose a threat to their young. The inner half of the swamp is the domain of Kalkudzudora, the swamp/swamp king, and a good friend of Jinsey. Speaking about the relations of the swamp and crabs, let's return to the ghillie suit. Its passive gives a high stealth bonus, as well as a ranged grapple attack that drags your opponent closer until a swamp can deal fatal damage. That's kind of just the entire class. I am stealth, however, as I also have a ranged grapple that is not explicitly an insta-kill, but also yes. And then there's pirates. So this is swamp, and this is pirates. Let's see. Okay, I'm still streaming. Pirates are also known as rogues. They are a collection of criminals from the tribes, or so they seem. Their crew are normally pretty diverse. Too diverse. It is not uncommon to see a pirate crew with both crabs and harpies, mortal enemies, with no conflict between them. This is a confusing sight at first, but once you understand the cause, the answer becomes a lot clearer. You see, just like any other pirates, they hoard gold, gems, and all-around treasure. This, however, they don't see any value in these items normally. But this is just camouflage for the captain. You see, one of the chests in the bows of the ship is a species you probably expected, a mimic. Totally normal chest here with an eye. You know, just one of those red eyes that I keep giving everyone. This dastardly menace is a parasitoid, capable of killing a person without killing them. This is an interesting take on the mimic. They are basically a pirate captain. They without killing the body. They separate the soul of the victim from their body and place a piece of their consciousness in the leftover husk. They can only do this up to 15 times, and once it is done 15 times, the mimic itself becomes inanimate. It basically has no more consciousness left for itself. It isn't in a terrible situation, but at the same time, it is left defenseless if it is attacked without any of its crew around. But yeah, that is the pirate captain mimic, which I really enjoyed the idea of. And that's everything, finally. I'm surprised it didn't crash again. Maybe that worked. I very much hope it worked. Anyway, if you had any questions for this, I expect you to, then next Monday I will have my very first, or I guess maybe not first, have I done it before? Not legitimately. Q&A, where I will be answering questions about the week's thing. It's basically so that you get like 2 days to really look through this, comb through this, digest all of this, and be able to come up with questions to ask. So yeah. I hope to see you next Monday. And I hope this stream is much better by then, because I cannot keep up with this much anymore. I am about to have an aneurysm.